The internet is infested with hundreds of sites claiming that the 9/11 attacks were an inside job and that the official story is a lie. Some talk show radio hosts, documentarians, and authors are singing a similar song. A whole industry has evolved around the 9/11 truth movement, and a startling number of people seem to be convinced by their claims. But is there any substance to these accusations of conspiracy? Some of these websites and documentaries appear to be well researched. They appear to present a lot of evidence for the case that the generally accepted story about the 9/11 attacks is false. But a closer examination of many of these claims reveals that most of them are misleading, if not outright dishonest. In this video series, I will be examining many of the claims conspiracy theorists make about the 9/11 attacks and attempting to debunk as many as I can. I believe that once the dishonesty, distortions, and misunderstandings are removed from the conspiracy theories, very little remains. I hope that at the end of the series you will come to understand my position. Some of the claims I wish to address include the claims that Al-Qaeda would not or could not have carried out the attacks, that fires could not have caused the two World Trade Center towers to collapse, that bombs were planted in the towers and in Building 7, and that Flight 77 did not hit the Pentagon. I don't know how many videos I'll end up making, but I would like to address all or most of the most common claims. Now, why am I going to all this trouble? Why do I care? Am I working for the government? No. I have a variety of reasons for doing these videos. First of all, just like any honest person, I am interested in what is true. An honest look at the facts surrounding this tragedy is the least we can do for the people whose lives were lost that day. Second, I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area. I was just under 13 years old in September 2001, and classmates of mine lost their parents in the attack on the Pentagon. And it kind of pisses me off that so many people have made a cynical hobby out of distorting the facts of their deaths. And lastly, I think that mass misinformation is nearly always harmful. As Noam Chomsky put it, one of the major consequences of the 9/11 movement has been to draw enormous amounts of energy and effort away from activism directed to real and ongoing crimes of the state. The public's fixation on the imaginary 9/11 conspiracy has distracted them from the many real crimes that our government has committed. Remember, just because the U.S. government was not behind 9/11 doesn't mean they didn't exploit it. They did exploit it, and they did abuse their power in real and undeniable ways. You can believe that Al-Qaeda was behind 9/11 and still oppose the Iraq War. Anti-war activism was the first political issue I got seriously involved in, and when I was about 16 years old I went to D.C. anti-war protests. I always despised the Bush administration, and I have nothing good to say about them, but the truth is that there is no evidence whatsoever to suggest that they organized the 9/11 attacks. Focusing on false accusations based on shoddy evidence only serves to distract from the real issues, and it makes critics of the Bush administration easy to characterize as a bunch of raving loons. For these reasons, it is my goal to set as many people straight on the issue as I can. From here on, I'll do my best to let the facts speak for themselves.